Hello, my name is Leona Moore Brave. Please click the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel right now. Today we are going to be talking about not casting all your pearls onto swine. It's a biblical quote. And I think a lot of people interpret this quote to mean money. I think a lot of people interpret this quote to mean money, which is true. It's part of the quote. Like, don't give your resources to people who are unworthy of your resources and whatnot. But I also think the quote, don't cast your pearls amongst swine, means don't give too much of yourself to people who are undeserving. I think it's natural to want to open up to people and to communicate with people, and but we need to be selective with who we share information about ourselves with. Like, have you ever been betrayed by a friend? Have you ever opened up to someone only for them to backstab you or to slander you or to gossip about you? The reason for this is because we should be selective with our relationships. And our pearls are not just quarters, nickels, dimes, dollars, $100 bills. Our pearls are ourselves. In fact, the most valuable thing we have to offer is ourself, our heart, our soul, our opinions, our time, our stories. Those are our pearls. And so when the Bible says, don't cast your pearls amongst swine, there are certain people that it's just a waste of breath to talk to. And not only are there certain people where it's a waste of breath, and that actually might be one of the better scenarios, is that you're just wasting your breath on some people. Like, no matter how much you talk, you can never change their hearts or their minds. That is actually a better scenario, because there are some people where you can talk to where it can be dangerous, where it can be harmful, where they can distort the information you give them, where they can manipulate it and turn it into a blade to cut you. You know, so like the Bible also talks about things like gossip. Like, the Lord hates gossipers. I hate gossipers. I think people who gossip about other people behind their back are awful and evil. And the Bible says, like, oh, like, the one thing the Lord hates is those who stir up trouble amongst, like, brothers and sisters. And that is a gossip, that is a slanderer. And the most precious thing we have is our reputation, and people will come for your reputation in this world. And it's very easy to get your reputation ruined. Like, you can see that with politics, you can see that with mudslinging, you can see that with internet trolls. People who don't even know you will just say the worst things about you. They'll compare you to people who have bad reputations. To be honest, like, someone said, "Oh, you sound like Donald Trump," which, like, that statement had no bias, and like, obviously a lot of people don't like Donald Trump, right? So, like, that's like a very easy way to discredit me, to mudsling me, even though it has no basis, is to compare me to Donald Trump. It would be like comparing a person to Hitler. Like, you have to be careful with who you give your heart to, who you give your words to, who you give your personal story to, because everyone is not deserving of your experiences. Everyone is certainly not deserving of your time. And unfortunately, like the Bible says, we do live in a wicked world. And as many people who have loving and good hearts, there are people who have destructive hearts. Like I realized, like, when the Bible talks about having purity of thought, purity of heart, I realized that a lot of people have wicked thoughts. Like, there's a reason they say, like, you sin in your heart and you sin in your mind before you sin in the real world. Because, like, you would be surprised the wicked things that go on in the minds and hearts of others. Like, people are absolutely full of hate and turmoil. I mean, if there wasn't hate in the world, we wouldn't have things like the KKK. If there wasn't hate in the world, we wouldn't have murder. If there wasn't hate in the world, we wouldn't have any reason for guns. So to be deluded and think that we live in some sort of harmonious and perfect society is just naive. We don't. I mean, look how many weapons there are in the world. We're still in war in so many countries. Like, you can still be locked up and imprisoned for being gay, for loving the person you love. Like, this world is still backwards in so many ways, and one of the things that I find bizarre is it's the 21st century. It's the 21st century, and it seems like a lot of stuff we should have overcome already. Like we should have already come racism. We should have already overcome prejudices. Like we should be in an open, and tolerant community to LGBTU people. Like actually, it's an evolutionary adaptation. Homosexuality. It's biological and it's natural. Homosexuality is actually natural. So for those of you who have the argument that homosexuality is unnatural, it's wrong, right? But like like so talking about not casting your pearls amongst swine, it's just like who you are as a person is unique. You're a unique little snowflake, and but unfortunately, we lived in a world that's brainwashed, and we live in a world that's hostile, and like if you're an LGBTU Christian who's gay, like coming out of the closet could be putting you in danger, and that giving that piece of information to the world is dangerous, and who you love, your inner love is definitely a pearl. And you don't, and like there's like this big I want to come out of the closet movement, but coming out of the closet can put you in danger. It can put you at risk, and you're casting your pearls amongst